Hey, you geeks! The Eye of the World was good. Though, to be brutally honest, I liked it because it ticked certain boxes, not because the book as a whole was something special. It is a story about a
farm boy. Poor. Poor and perfect.
starting his quest to become the Chosen One. It is everything I've been told to either not write or subvert in a good story. All these tropes are written completely straight and sincere, with an open acknowledgement that the world is morphing around the characters to fuel the plot. Yet somehow this works. I kept reading and even liked the end. Since no one ever writes these stories anymore, it's kind of nice to see how it all plays out. Many people accuse this of being a Tolkien ripoff, and it's clear Jordan draws from Tolkiensian inspiration, but I think it's more Arthurian. Tolkien takes his fair share from King Arthur as well, but Frodo was a mature gentle hobbit, the equivalent of a baronet, before setting out on his adventure. The boys here are more like little Artie, country bumpkins who have to become men in the realm of kings and wizards. Coming from the Stormlight fandom, I was disappointed by the lack of braid pulling, but there was a good deal of lip licking and faces going rictus. What does that even mean? The Eye of the World may just be a story about a farm boy becoming the chosen one, but it tells its tale very well in an enjoyable, if not riveting, manner. And now for my full spoilerific breakdown. Characters. The characters were the best part of this book. Even those I find annoying, they are endearingly annoying. The teenagers act like teenagers, and teenagers are dumb, but lovably dumb. In spite of, or perhaps because of their slow story, I was able to get really invested in these characters, and I need to know their fate, even if it won't be for a long
time.
Rand. I never expected to like Rand. Never really liked Aang, Luke, Anakin, Aragon, or even Harry Potter. I liked their stories, but suffered the plucky, and often whiny, farm boy type.
But I was going into Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
Yet I like Rand. Maybe it's because he cares for others even when his own life is going to Shale Ghul. Or maybe it's because he's voiced by Michael Kramer. However, Rand's concern for Egwene was endearing. Even if they are never meant to be together, to know that he can care for another person makes me care about him as a person. All the girls treating Rand like the hottest thing since sliced toast was bearable because he did not know how to deal with it.
She don't know what she's doing.
Not that he really knew how to deal with anything this book threw at him, unless it was drawing on Saidin, that he could do suspiciously well for a person who has no idea what he's doing. I'm honestly not sure if you can call Rand's story a full arc. It's like the first 3 chapters of Harry Potter stretched out across an entire book.
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain when you were angry or scared?
Sure, in Camelin he accepts that he's Targaryen and is willing to go save the world, but at the end he's back to noping it right out of destiny again. I suppose he accepts that he can never go back home, so he's crossed a threshold. Mat. Here's the whiny farm boy I usually find in Chosen One stories. Mat is the mattiest Mat to ever mat. I wish he had released the possum.
Rosebud.
Now can I poke him?
What Mat has been chosen for, I cannot say, besides doing his best Gollum impression throughout most of the book. I remember middle school boys trying to make the girls squeal with such antics. Mat, insufferable trickster he is, beats them all. He comes with his own cursed treasure. Had Matt not helped Rand in that one village, I would have done with him what I did to those boys. Smacked him out of my face.
Evaporate, tall person!
He even has less of an arc than Rand, besides serving as another distressing damsel for Rand to help. Sure, it makes Rand look good in comparison, but I hope he does something useful in the future. Perrin. Lopin and I think Perrin has the best magical powers in the series. The ability to bond with wolves who can scout, hunt for, and protect you? Not to mention sick night vision. I see zero downsides to this, and Perrin reacts like it's a fate worse than death. Sure, wolves have a bad rap in their culture. He grew up with shepherds after all. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? And the White Cloaks hate them. But the White Cloaks hate everything. So I would take that as a compliment. Perrin doesn't. Instead, he's mortally fatalistic and dour.
We'll never succeed. We may as well die here.
And that's where his story ends. Yay? I can't wait to see him run with wolves, 'cause that's gonna be cool. Nynaeve. She's the only character in this book who gets a full arc in my estimation. She sets out to rescue the boys, gets told she could become an Aes Sedai with training, and decides to leave her old life behind to seek training. Inciting incident, revelation, and reaction. She even has her own moment of epicness, tracking the team to Baerlon, matching Lan, who has been built up as B.A. Woodsman Extraordinaire.
What's this? A ranger caught off his guard?
I hope they don't cut it for the series. Her remaining scenes are a great Annie get your gun impression.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
And they progress her story, but don't smack quite as hard as her entrance at the inn. Magic system. Big wheels keep on turning. The Wheel of Time and its weavings has to be the most brazen magic as plot contrivance I've ever read. Yet it is so forceful and not always helpful that it works. Why does Perrin run into Elias in the wilderness? Or Rand fall over the garden wall? Not plot convenience, no. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. Slightly less sarcastic than a fourth wall break.
Hunch someone might pop over
Hi, kiddos!
with exactly the item we require.
The weavings of the wheel work because the characters acknowledge just how crazy these coincidences are and are rightfully frightened by them. World building. Jordan builds the world at the expense of the plot. Sure, it's cool to hear of Mother Teresa, John Glenn, Neil Armstrong, and Sally Ride recast as Trez, Lennon the Burning Eagle, and Salia in the Weavings of the Wheel, but we're not told what the eye of the world is until they are literally standing at its rim. I think the Green Man was mentioned in passing, but that he had a place where people could go visit wasn't clear until they were on their way there.
Right. Where are we going?
In Baerlon, we're told about trouble in Saldaea, which is a borderland, but the idea that there's a Trolloc army amassing in a gap where the finale will occur is news delivered at the last possible minute. Rand might have dreamed about the ways in Baerlon. At first I thought the surreal maze he described as the old Microsoft screensaver. Then like the mystical labyrinth from King Arthur. A timeless classic. But does that count as world building when it's not clear what is being built? However, I liked meeting the traveling people, but have no idea why they're important, apart from what appears to be, at first, a random story about the Eye of the World. In the second act, we get all the news about Caemlyn, the political squabbles, the royal family, and all our heroes, along with Loghain, descending upon it in time for the third act. Although we're told men who channel aren't necessarily evil, Loghain has been built up as a promising secondary antagonist, the dragon who Rand could slay to save the princess and become the hero.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
But plot twist, we're not doing that. Not even the Wheel of Time is going for that trope. Baalzamon has other ideas.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
Pacing. As I've said, this book isn't exactly riveting until the tail end. True, Trolloc's attacked by chapter 5, but by then Frodo had left the Shire. It takes another 5 chapters for the band to leave the Two Rivers. Sure, stuff happens, but leaving the inn, leaving the stable, and leaving the town aren't going to keep me reading into the wee hours of the morning. Confrontations with Murdrolls were great, but the middle...
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Though this slower pace does give time for those character interactions that I long for in faster paced series. I just want to have my cake and eat it too. Villains. I almost can't take Mordeth seriously. The name, for one thing. Second, vine-covered Shadar Logoth had me thinking of ancient ruins in India. Then Mordeth's cartoonishly evil antics cast him in my mind as...
I want to be like you.
waiting to be freed by some poor unsuspecting soul. The White Cloaks were mildly annoying, like Ravenclaw in Quidditch or Mighty Mountain in soccer.
I think we're history. Ancient history.
They are built up to be just tough enough to make our heroes seem cool for beating them. I'm choosing to interpret them as inspired by the Teutonic knights who invaded Poland, and no one really liked them. I suppose we'll see them again, and next time they might even do something interesting. My search for a hidden dark friend might be the second time my audiobook experience has significantly changed how I interpreted the book. It was clearly either Tom or Padan Fain. Tom telling the hunt for the horn in Lord Amaran's voice sent a shiver down my spine. Also, I thought Tom's last name was Maryland or Merriam, and didn't get that his name was Marylilian, or however you say it, riffing off Merlin, and a clear indication that Tom was not evil. Only when Tom took on the Murdral did I finally accept that Fane was exactly what he looked like. This book's best Gollum impersonator, who I would like to punt off the face of the earth. Fane's fate remained locked in Faldara while Rand goes off to face Evil Lieutenant number 3 in the finale was disappointing.
Who the hell are you?
Finale. Longtime viewers of this channel will know that I have a soft spot for Sir Gawain and the Green Knight and Avatar: The Last Airbender. It should be no surprise that I found this book's finale to be wonderful.
It's on Sunday!
The perfect mix of Siege of the North, along with the ancient verse about that one trip across Wales that was so terrible it spawned all of modern Western fantasy. Unfortunately, when Avatar riffed off the Wheel of Time, or whatever Eastern myth the Wheel of Time is riffing off of, let me know down in the comments, it lessened the Deus Ex Machina. And I complained about Avatar's reliance on that trope, so I cannot give the Eye of the World a free pass. Rand, who does not know what he's doing, somehow defeats a whole army, then strolls out to the void to go toe-to-toe with Baalzamon himself. And he wins! Harry Potter was more prepared in his first year to face Voldemort. This story also suffers from the whole conundrum of the villain needing the hero to go protect the thing from the villain so that the villain can find the thing and take it.
Only a person who wanted to find the stone, find it, but not use it, would be able to get it.
Leaving me to wonder if the best protection of the thing would have been for the hero to leave well enough alone. Though I can't expect that much from a book whose symbol is a snake eating itself, a most unsatisfactory meal. Yet the Eye of the World was satisfactory. Actually, it had quite enjoyable moments. I am thrilled to have found a lovable cast of heroes. I just hope their story gets better. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.